Hi, I'm Paul Chartier. Thanks for tuning in to Heart of Gold. As we get closer to the holidays, we want to give thanks to a lot of people, and our Salvation Army friends will be doing that shortly. But to thank Channel 27 for producing the show throughout the year, Channels 3 and 14 for airing the program, and we're on Facebook as well. So thanks to everybody for what you do. From Salvation Army, Major Deborah Ashcraft. And Townsend Miller, the Assistant Development Coordinator at Salvation Army.
That's correct. How you doing, Paul?
Good, thank you. We have you on every year because of the massive amount of people that you impact through November and December. And there's a lot going on. We've got 15 minutes to talk about it. So I think everybody knows Salvation Army, but talk about some of the great fun events that you've got going on to impact some folks, Deborah.
Well, November 9th, of course, starts the kettle campaign, and that's really Townsend's baby, so I'll let him talk about that when that time comes up. And then we have the Angel Tree program, which is going to be starting November 16th and running through December 9th, and that's such an important program for the children in our community. Last year, because of this generous community, we were able to provide Christmas gifts for over 6,700 children, which is just amazing, and I thank everyone for that. And most of those gifts came in through the Angel Tree program, and basically there'll be different locations. We'll have those locations listed on our website. The largest one is Fayette Mall. We're going to be near Dillard's again, and there will be some other locations as well. People can go and select one of these tags, and they're going to find the name, the first name of a child, a code number, their favorite toy list, and their clothing sizes, and then they just use the information on the card as a guide and go out and purchase new gifts and return them unwrapped by December 9th. And we have a host of volunteers. We're hoping we'll have a host of volunteers again at the Christmas Center that are sorting and organizing those toys so that when the parents come on the 19th and 20th of December, they'll have gifts for their children Christmas morning.
That is quite an emotional process, and having worked and seen your process at Fayette Mall, to have volunteers there and have a constant barrage of every demographic come in, kids with their parents, teenagers are coming in, and to have them go shopping for a child is fantastic.
It is, and you know, a lot of parents like to involve their child within the shopping, and I think that's wonderful. I remember one year working at the table, and this mother came, she brought her daughter, and together they selected a child's card, and then she turned to her daughter and she said, you know why we're doing this? Because one time mommy was one of these angels on the table. And so it's just really a great activity. I think it encourages children to give. I think it's a lot of fun for the children, and you're right, you know, people of all ages come and shop, and we appreciate that. And you know, there are many people who want to help, but shopping is difficult for them, and so there'll be a kettle there. They can make a contribution, and we'll do the shopping for them.
Next on the agenda, you want to talk about angel food, or because I'm kind of looking at the kettle, but
whatever you want to do, it's your show, Paul.
But it's about you, and I can't help myself.
That's quite all right,
What
Paul.
sound
We'll
is
go
that?
by the calendar.
Is that a familiar sound?
That's the sound of our wonderful bells, and you'll hear that sound out in the community starting November 9th, and that's a Friday, and we like to start on a Friday so we get a big swing into the weekend. We realize that more families and more individuals are out doing their shopping, whether it be their grocery shopping for Christmas early. They can make their donation into the kettle as early as November 9th, and we continue to ring Monday through Saturday at every Kroger around town, every Walmart. You'll see us out in front of the Walgreens this year, and a number of other places here in Lexington. And we have had a wonderful kettle campaign in the past, and we have a very supportive community, and we thank everyone that comes by and puts some change, puts a few dollars into our kettle.
It is a miracle that every community gives what they give, but we live here. People here are so generous, and when they know, when there's a plea that we're short of toys, that the funds are not there through the kettle campaign, people just step up and they come out, don't they?
You really see the heart of our community whenever we call for it. You know, maybe later on in the campaign and we say, look, we're not doing as well as we had originally hoped, and we really need these dollars to not only allow us to operate through the Christmas season, but it goes to our Boys and Girls Club, it goes to our daycare, it goes to operate our shelter on a day-to-day basis. And so we really need those funds, and whenever we make that call, our community steps up. And it is so wonderful to see the heart of every individual. We get wonderful phone calls, wonderful emails. People stop our bell ringers out on the street and say, listen, you're doing a great job. Here's $20 to the Salvation Army. This is all I can do at the time, but I want to give.
This is a great time to talk about how many children you impact throughout the year.
Oh my goodness, I'd really have to add that up. I know that last year we served 525 children through the Boys and Girls Club after school and summer day camp program, 108 through the Early Learning Center, that's our preschool program for kids 6 weeks up until they go to kindergarten, and over 1,200 at our emergency shelter. The Salvation Army operates the only comprehensive emergency shelter for women and children. And you know, there were over 48,000 people who stopped at our food pantry and clothing center, and we count them by families and the number of people. I don't off the top of my head know how many thousands of children were helped during that time, but you know, again, almost 7,000 children at Christmas time. So, and it's like Townsend said, that is made possible because this community, and you have said it, is so generous. The Kettle campaign is the largest fundraiser. And really to keep all those programs going, and it is for much more than Christmas. I mean, that is what really keeps the shelter going, closes the financial gap, and the preschool program and the after-school program and the food pantry, that Kettle campaign. And we need to raise almost $500,000 to be able to, you know, meet the budget for the year. So we really appreciate the help of the community.
So we're talking about money that people can donate.
Yes.
Through the Angel Tree, toys, and we'll get into some other great areas, but also we need volunteers that, whether it's the bell ringers or the people behind the table. Now, do you have different criteria for a bell ringer versus a volunteer, age-wise, or do they need to be with a parent? How does that work?
The bell ringing volunteering is actually a wonderful opportunity for children to get involved. It's a wonderful family opportunity. It is really special to me to see all the different groups. We get wonderful church groups. We get a biking group that calls and wants to volunteer. We get multiple families that say our family wants to take a full day of ringing out in front of this Kroger.
Girl Scouts, Boy Scouts,
Yes.
Everybody,
Cub Scouts. Yes.
everyone that you can imagine wants to ring the bell. College students give us a call. Fraternities and sororities really step up during the holiday season. And they say, we want to volunteer our time, and we understand how important that is, and we cannot thank them enough. So we are always looking for volunteers to ring the bell at one of our kettle stands, and it's really easy to do. You look on our website, you give me a call, you send me an email, and you say, Townsend, I would like to ring the bell at this Kroger for a half a day or for a whole day, and that's all you have to do. We have someone meet you out there with a kettle, with some bells, and you ring, and you really enjoy it.
Have we put up your phone number and website yet that people can access you? If we can put that up.
Sure.
And that phone number is?
Our phone number is 859-252-7706. And again, my name is Townsend Miller. You can ask to volunteer for the kettles, and they will send you directly to me. Our website is www.salvationarmylex.org, or you can also find us on Facebook.
I mean, we're kind of plowing through the great things that you do, but there's so much that goes on in 2 months that impacts the other 10 months.
That's right.
So next is the angel food.
Yes, you know, last year was the first year that we partnered with Kroger, and we had the names of the children who were on the angel tree placed on this card, and they were displayed on trees at Kroger, and people could select a tag, go through the check line, and make a $25 contribution. And then of course they get a receipt then, and what we were able to do is when the families came to pick up the toys, we were able to give them gift cards. Of course, larger families received more than $25. But then they could take that gift card and purchase the food that was best suited for their family for a Christmas Day dinner. So between the angel gift tree and what they're calling the food angel program, you know, families, and over 3,200 families were assisted. They're receiving gifts and a nice dinner on Christmas Day.
Speaking of food and Christmas and Thanksgiving, you've got some meals coming up on both of those days, and you need volunteers for those as well.
Yes, we do. We serve a meal to the community both on Thanksgiving Day at 12 o'clock noon and on Christmas Day at 12 o'clock noon.
And any idea how many people you've served in the past?
Last year on our Thanksgiving dinner, we served around 450 individuals from the community. And you have to think about that those are individuals who would otherwise not received a hearty meal on Thanksgiving Day, which is what we all associate with Thanksgiving. On Christmas, it's even more. We serve 600 to 650 people from the community. And they are lining up outside our door because they know that they can come into the Salvation Army that day for a warm meal and be served just like any other
And
individual.
a smile, I think. You know, a lot of the people
Yes.
that come don't really interact with others, so they enjoy that fellowship.
And Townsend, the times again are what? For Thanksgiving and Christmas?
For Thanksgiving and Christmas, 12 o'clock noon both days. If anyone is interested in volunteering for either day, please just contact me and we can try to get you registered.
So what better lesson or gift could a parent or family give than to bring their children to Thanksgiving dinner once they had theirs or might have theirs later on, show up at Salvation Army at 11:45 on either day, help people face to face. Money's it's great to receive all the money, but when you can see their faces, see the appreciation, get that feeling that can't be received any other way than by volunteering, what a great thing to give your kids.
It's wonderful, and you know, it is more blessed to give than to receive. And you can tell that the families, the parents and the children really enjoy that volunteer opportunity. In fact, usually we are blessed with an overabundance of volunteers. At some point you do have to cut it off so you have room for the people to serve them. But I think that just is remarkable and indicative of the fact that they really enjoy that activity. And I want to also make sure people know that we're going to need help at the Christmas Center. And on the homepage of our website, you will find information about volunteering the Kettle Campaign and also at the Christmas Center. And volunteers will be needed the Monday after Thanksgiving right through distribution, which will end December 20th.
We don't want this to end without talking about your Castle Post. Talk about that.
Well, Castle Post is going to happen this year. It's a great opportunity for people to tour that Kentucky treasure and view Christmas decor. Designers are going to be hard at work decorating the castle. It's already lovely. And your contribution is going to help the Salvation Army's emergency shelter. Castle Post does not benefit whatsoever. 100% of the proceeds are going to go to the Salvation Army shelter. Again, it's a wonderful program. We provided over 44,000 nights of lodging. It's a very comprehensive program. You know, children get child care, parents get the job training they need or the counseling, and that takes money. But the program works, and we need to help people move and break the cycle of homelessness. And so all of these proceeds are going to go to the shelter. And the tour is December 1 to 3, and the tour times, tickets are sold by tour times, and all the information is going to be on the website, and tickets will be available 1st of November.
I think we covered everything, and in the last 30 seconds, for what you do for this community, for the people, not just the ones receiving the benefit, but for the volunteer opportunities, it's magnified, it's wonderful, and the next generation is having the seed planted that it's just blossoming and growing. So Salvation Army, Deborah, Townsend, Stephen, with your spirit. You couldn't be here tonight.
He's cooking for youth group tonight.
That's great. Well, thank you. Have a great holiday season for 2 months. And I'm Paul Chartier. We'll be back in just a minute on Heart of Gold.